Okay, let's start with a tour of Thonny. So this is the general interface. The ones you're going to need to be aware of is the code editor. So that's the main area here. Let me start by putting a script in. So if I do new, I can also open ones I already have and do my editing in here. Anything I run up here, will output to my shell. There you go. All worlds. Oh, well. The shell is our output. You can input individual commands in here. If you want, you can store variables. It'll store that information for you. So basically, you can run these as one-offs, and this will clear every time you run a new script. So here's a way to see that. See this right here. See the variables there. If I run that script up there, it clears my variables. It clears my shell. Okay. So this is where you're going to primarily interact. You're going to be working your scripts, but this is a really good resource to kind of try off one lines. And if you run a script, so let's say if I have a script and I run it, I now have this variable X I can work with. I can also work with it here. So if I do print, so if I have like my partial and I run this script and say, you know what, I want to, before I commit to this line, I'm going to try a couple of variations of this line of code to see how it would run. And so like maybe this is my first 10 lines and I'm trying to determine what 11 and 12 are going to be. I can run them in here and play around with that in there. The file browser, this is where you're currently working. This will become more important when we're actually using external files. So like when it's reading like documents for you, they need to be in this space. But you can also like use it to pick up different, you can store things, you can double click on them, and then they are there. Highly recommend you try and organize your file structures instead of just putting everything all in one folder. But you organize how you want to do. Okay, toolbar. You have the toolbar across the top, which I am just doing the command window, so I'm just realizing you probably can't see. Well, you have your file. You can do new, open, or sorry, this toolbar, sorry. New, open, save, you can run, you can do the debug. We'll talk a little bit more debugging on top. If you have something running that gets stuck, you can stop it. Those are all ways to go through it. There's up top, there's a tools menu, the drop down that's going to be different for most people. We'll talk about that in class. And then the different view will allow you to see different panels. These are the three I'm expecting you to work with primarily. I always want you to have your script, I want you to have your shell, and most of the time I want you to have your files open. I find variables in Assistant to be very useful for debugging purposes, but if you're getting a little crowded, you can always close them and give yourself more space. And then you can always go up to the view and assistant and variables and reopen them. Okay.